Wrong class inside.
Morning, Orion. How you guys just coming to class?
Sir, sir, more of on from 10 o'clock, sir. I try getting to class from 10 o'clock, sir.
No, Orion. What time class start?
9 o'clock, sir, but remember that I have a class at 8 to 10, sir.
No, that's not it. That's not. That's so you have a class 8 to 10 on a Wednesday.
Yes, sir, on a Wednesday, the chemistry class 8 to 10, and then on a Friday, it's 10 to 11, sir.
Oh, I was looking at the 10 to 11, but I have been up. I've been on from before 9 o'clock today. I'm on before
Sir.
9 o'clock, and I'm here waiting. Then
Group.
huh?
Me send the pic, me take a screenshot and me send the picture in the group, sir. I was on that screen from 10:01, sir. I was on that screen.
Yeah, but I've been in from before 9 o'clock. That's the point I'm making. Nobody. Okay, so you had a class. Jilly and Kendra. Nobody came on. So you know what the teacher did? He went and he started doing something else. Started calling around to my colleagues to get numbers to submit a document, and then I check us up and recognize that Max is still in the back room, and recognized that my computer died, so I had to. So that's how I was logged out. But I've been here from before. Then I'm waiting and don't see nobody. And then I said, Jilly, send us something in the question if class keeping. And I'm saying I must ask you because I've been around. All right. We need to sort out this. I know you have a clash, and I know I gave you permission, but I thought you'd have left class at 10 o'clock. But no,
Sir,
you're
I
saying
was
to me
on
that
it
is on
from 10
Friday.
on. Sir.
No, I'm saying I thought you'd have left class at 10 o'clock, but that will be on a Friday.
Yes, sir.
Mhm. Okay. All right. So no, it's not free classes. I want. Oh crap. Where am I? Syllabus. Let me see for syllabus. I'm just looking at something here. Oh god, I was like, oh Lord, I don't know why my headache is. My head is hurting me now. Integrated math. No, I don't want that. What am I looking for? I just have a blank moment a while ago. Okay, just got it. My head is hurting. Jeez. All right, so let me share the screen. My head is hurting. Jeez, not so. All right, so under unit one, now I need to drink some tea. Under unit one, we have algebra and functions. Then we have like, then we have quadratic. Then we have quadratics. Then we have inequalities. Then we have functions. Then we have surds, indices, and logarithms. and then that would be and then I have sequence and series, um, and after sequence and series, that will be the end of sequence, and that will be end of sequence and series would be the end of unit one. Are you seeing the screen? All right, are you hearing me? All right.
Uh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm currently at my mother's workplace, sir, and the earphone that I'm using, the mic is kind of not
Oh, okay,
working.
cool, got you. All right, so I'm thinking that I may want to start sequence, and I don't know. I think I want to address the syllabus a little differently this year. Every year I start from top to bottom. I feel like I want to start from bottom to top this time around. So I am going to. I've done SIRS indices and logarithms. I've done all of those already. I think I want to start part F, sequence and series, and then now, so would have done E and F, and then I'll either move into functions or inequalities. I want to hit unit one from the bottom up this time around. Every year I start from top to bottom, so I'm going to do sequence and series. So let me just bring up the notes on sequence and series. Um, A, B, C, D, E, F. So let me call this F. Sequence and series. Uh, and let me uh, ah oh cool. Right, so let me just go. Okay, so it's an easy. Okay, nice. So let me just save this. Save as additional math. Oh, my head hurts. Jeez, yeah. I mean, um, 1 minute, please. This is online. Sequence. This is F. 1 minute, please. This is sequence and series. All right, I'm gonna send this off to you. In a minute, please. And who are you? Okay, and you're supposed to be doing math and finance, right, DeAndre?
It's on my earphone.
Okay, but I mean, I don't hear from you. I don't see you. What timetable are you using? All right, DeAndre, do me a favor. I'm actually in a class now. Um, do you have a class now? Who gave Who gave you that timetable? Is that timetable something that is typed? Okay, because I sent him that timetable because he was in contact with you, so I sent him that timetable. Do you see on the timetable pre-calculus with Shand on a Saturday? But you don't come to the class. All right. You need to link. All right. All right, DeAndre. I need to link you with the other math and finance student so she can give you some information. All right. So which class is it that you're supposed to have now? Tell me, what course? And who is supposed to be the teacher? Miss Clark. All right, do me a favor. And what? Say it again. Say it. You what? Oh, but your timetable says supposed to be a different group. All right, never mind. Never mind. Stay in our class, you see? And afterwards, my class ends at 12. Afterwards, you and I need to link because I need to streamline it because you've missed out a lot on the pre-calculus. So we need to streamline so I can get you back on track. All right, so let me, so DeAndre Roberts, you said? Huh? D apostrophe Andre. Okay, DeAndre. All right. So do me a favor. Touch base with me a little later. As I need to go back to my class and I know you need to go back to yours, and then I streamline your pops. All right. Go take care. Oh my lord. Son. Orion? Oh Orion, oh Orion, oh Orion. Are you there, Orion?
Yes, sir. I was speaking to my mother.
Oh, that's fine.
We just want to know if we can make up that one.
All right, let me see now.
So we can leave 12 o'clock. Probably. I need to conduct about it.
All right, so let me just send this in the group. Oh, my head hurts. Jesus.
Nobody else coming.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I was here. I guess people just think that there's no class because I was here waiting, and then I didn't see anybody, and then I got up from the system. Oh God, my head is hurting. Jesus is killing me.
Learn it, continue to finish the teaching. Learn it, to spell it.
Oh, my head is hurting me, Jesus Lord. Let me figure this out. Give me some water. Let me just.
Bienvenido.
Hmm?
Bienvenido.
Which language is that?
Spanish.
Oh, bienvenido. Okay.
All right, you saw the WhatsApp, Orion?
Yes, sir. I saw it in the group.
All right, good. All right. Trust me, I know you know a lot about headaches. My head
You
is,
having one, sir?
oh goodness gracious, it is killing me.
Are
But
you drinking your water, sir?
I am drinking I need to drink some more water, but I think I need to have something warm first before I even go and drink some water. All right. Hold on. All right. Start looking at the. Are you seeing the screen?
I was looking at a document. 1 second. Yes, sir. I'm seeing the screen, sir. Yeah, school time. Did they just warm up, you know? You can't they just warm up, you know?
What people there? I want it hot. Oh, it's not sugar. What? No, over here. What else there? Madam. Cold. It's all right.
So me full up the and you come and drop my water.
Sugar. Wait a minute. You do that already?
I can't do it. Remember, we have issue with the printing. We have issue with printing the certificate.
Right, Orion. Oh, Orion, do me a favor. I'm gonna ask that you start reading through the document for me here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna beg you a minute here.
Yes, sir, no problem.
Orion, Jillian, Julie, are you here now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. So I don't know what happened. What did you have a class at 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock this morning too?
Yes, sir.
That's the problem because I logged in from minutes to 9 o'clock and didn't see anybody, and I was there until minutes to 10 o'clock. I got up from around the computer, and then maybe because at that point in time that you guys came on, but I was here from before 9. So um, what I may have to do then is to push the class down to 10 o'clock, seeing that you guys have a class at um,
Sir, but I text you and tell you that I have clashes with the classes on Wednesday and the
Friday.
other day that I have a math class. Yes, sir.
Friday. Right, but you see, what I thought, which is what I was saying to Orion earlier, earlier on in class just now, what I thought is that is the middle of the class that you had a clash, and then Orion reminded me that it is on Friday that when we meet 9 o'clock, we go 9 to 10, then you guys break and go to a 10 to 11, and then come back to me for 11 to 12. But I didn't remember that the class is at 10 o'clock. I mean 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. So I'm gonna push the AdMath class down to 10 o'clock on a Wednesday now, so that you guys don't miss out or me sitting and waiting. I don't know what time to Kendra. I don't know if Kendra has a clash. Kendra has not come on either. Anyhow, I sent something in the group. I have a terrible headache. I sent something in the group. Um, what I'm gonna ask you to do is to read through the first 2 pages for me, and then I'll come and do the explanations. I just want you to spend some time and go through the first 2 pages, and then I'll come and um and do something for you. That's okay?
Sir,
Mm-hmm.
sir, about additional maths, we have unit 2 for this subject as well?
No,
On unit 1?
just one. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Cool. All right, guys. Have you gone through? Have you read the stuff? Are you having any questions for me just now? Hello, Judy, around?
Yes, sir.
Mm, are you okay with what it is that you read through? Hello, can somebody answer me, please?
So, sir, after for example one, so if they find this, after they elevate the first five term and add them up, after that, what do you do, sir?
All right, no problem. Good, good question. Forgive me here. I have a terrible headache. Oh my goodness. Oh, when I said I don't know where this headache is coming from, but anyhow. So allow me to go through. I just wanted you to read while I got me some tea to see if I can just do that. But let's go. So we're on to sequence and series. We're on to sequence and series. And I was explaining to Orion earlier, Jilly, that in the past in teaching a subject, I normally start from top to bottom in unit one, in module one rather. So this time around I decided to start from bottom to top. So I have done indices, logarithms, and surds, which was part E. You have A, B, C, D, E, F in module one. I've completed E, and I'm now doing F. After I do F, I'm working my way all the way up. All right. So, this is a sequence and series, and sequence and series speaks of um, sequence and series speak of arithmetic progression and geometric progression. There are other different types of progressions, but for the purposes of this course, we are going to be looking only at arithmetic progression and the geometric progression. We're looking at arithmetic progression and geometric progression. All right, so with that said, I gave you a list of formulas there. A in for our arithmetic progression, A is referring to the first term. A is referring to the first term. D is referring to my common difference. L is referring to my last term. N is referring to the number of terms. T subscript N is referring to the last term of the sequence. To the last term of the sequence or the series. All right? And one of two formulas for the sum. Either we're going to use S subscript N, which is N over 2 times A plus L, or N over 2, which is equals to, or Sn is equals to N over 2 times 2A plus N minus 1 times D. So one of the two, and I'll get into the formulas a little more. It's just that I want you to see what is happening right here. All right, so those are the definitions for your arithmetic progression and geometric for your arithmetic progression. We don't reach your geometric yet. All right, now let us look at the arithmetic progression. And for short, arithmetic progression we call AP. For short, we call it AP. For short, we call it AP. Yeah, AP arithmetic progression. All right, for short, we call it AP arithmetic progression. Now, what I'm saying to you is that I'm giving you a question. A lot of times when I put questions in a board, students are saying, "Sir, where that come from?" And I'm now saying to you that I'm giving you that. So I'm saying to you, the arithmetic progression is going to be all of that. And then I'm saying to you that I'm giving you 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think I should ask you this question. You don't have to answer me no. I want you to to research that and tell me the difference between a sequence and a series. All right, you're gonna tell me that. That is going to be something that you are going to write in there, as I suspect and expect you to.
So a sequence is all the order of all the number them flow, or them
Okay.
follow in a. So I don't know what is a series.
All right, so you can research that and tell me. And when you print a document, you can write it in here because it's something that we're going to have to discuss and know. Need to know. So I want you to look at this example for me. I want you to look at that example for me. And the example says 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You're not too far off, but I won't tell you to write it wrong just yet, Julie. So it says to evaluate the sum of the first 5 terms. We need to evaluate the sum of the first 5 terms. Now, we recognize we get 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So if somebody asks me to evaluate the sum of the 5 terms, we just add them up, true or false?
True.
Yeah. If you tell me 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, I ask me to, and I know that those are a series of terms, and you say to me, evaluate the sum of the first 5 terms. All me can do is add 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10. You can't tell me something wrong. Those are the sum of my first 5 terms. Those will be the sum of my first 5 terms when I add them up. So 2 plus 4 is 6, plus 6 is 12, plus 8 is 30. 12 plus 8 is 20, and 20 plus 10 is 30. So the sum of those 5 terms is 30. You can't tell me something wrong. I'm right. Question is, what if they ask you to find the sum of the first 500 terms? You're not able to sit down and add 500 different numbers. So there has to be a shorter way. True or false?
True.
Yeah, man, there had to be a shorter way of doing it. So let me just put that question there. What if you were now asked to determine the sum of the first 500 terms? That would be a drag, D-R-A-G, wouldn't it? W-O-U, wouldn't, W-O-U-L. Right? So wouldn't that be a drag? I think so. All right. I would think so if you were to ask me to sit down and add up all of them numbers there. Who are you talking to? Not me. I ain't doing it. Crazy? For what? With 3 marks or 4 marks? Negative. You better give me a formula so I can go ahead and put it in. And instead of taking 10 minutes to do the question, I can take 10 seconds to have it done up. All right? So let us develop it. In developing, I'm going to say A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, A plus 4D, A plus 5D, and I'm going to go all the way down until I get A plus N minus 1 times D. Sir, how does A plus N minus 1 times D relate to an AP? And remember, AP, we talk about arithmetic progression, right?
Yes, sir.
Watch me. What I'm saying to you is, my first term is A. Oh, that's why you say A is the first term, sir. Absolutely. My first term is A. Then My A plus D is going to be my second term. Then my A plus 2D is my third term, so forth and so on. And this A plus N minus 1 is going to be my last term. It's going to be my last term. And in the formula, you would see me writing T subscript N. In the formula, you would see me writing T subscript N. And I would have said to you that T subscript N is just really telling you that that's the last term. Let us go. Last T subscript N. T subscript N, D is referring to the last term of the sequence or the series, right? So we've now seen two things. Tn, T subscript N, is referring to the last term of the sequence or series. So this is the last term of the sequence or series. Let me put that in another color so that you can see what does that mean there. Because that is important. All right, so that is important. A plus N minus 1 times D. Very important for you to recognize that that is the last term. All right, so the first term is A equals 2. The first term is A equals 2. How to determine D? We say that D is a common difference. How to determine D, comma, the common difference? So D is a common difference, all right? A plus D minus A. Wow. A plus D minus A. That is, take T-A-K-E, take one term and S-U-B-T-R-A-C, subtract it from the previous B-R-E-V-I-O-U, previous term. So we're taking one term and we're subtracting from the previous term. That's what we're doing. So you see, so in this case, we are taking the second term and subtracting it from the first term. All right. So that's what we're doing. In this case, we're taking the second term, and the second term is A plus D. And then we're subtracting it. So let me just put this in parentheses to show you that it's two terms that we're using. So we're taking the first term. We're taking the second term rather, and subtracting the first term from it. And subtracting the first term from it. Can you see what it is happening here? So in this case, we're taking the second term, which is A plus D. The second term, which is A plus D, and subtracting the first term from it, which is my A. All right? So I'm taking one term and subtracting the other term from it. And that gives me what it is that I'm looking for. So let's go. So A plus D minus D is going to be equals to D. A plus D minus A rather is going to be equals to D. So that's where we get our common difference. So if you look at it now, if I take one term, another term, A plus 5D, and I'm subtracting A plus 4D from it, look at what will happen. See? Let me just put this in parentheses. Also, A plus 5D, and I'm subtracting A plus 4D from it, I'm still going to get D. All right? So if we go back to the other example, so if you look at this now, what we have, let's go back to the question. 1, 2, so Orion?
Yes, sir.
Are we typing something? All right, never mind, it's all right.
Sorry about that, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. All right. So if you have if in this case, 2 is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, right? So if I use this as an example, and I subtract the fourth term from the third term, I'm going to get 2. Watch it. 10 minus 8 is equals to 2. 8 minus 6 is equals to 2. 6 minus 4 is equals to 2. 4 minus 2 is equals to 2. So any set of numbers that I subtract from that, one number and subtract the number, the preceding number, I'm going to get 2. So it means that that's a common difference. And why it's called a common difference, it means that no matter which one is used and subtract the previous term from it, I'm going to get the same value. So that's why it's called a common difference. All right? Same difference. All right? So what I'm saying to you, so in the example above, so in the given in the given example above, the common difference is going to be equal to 2. Common difference D is going to be equal to 2. All right. Oh crap. All right. So let us determine the sum from that question. So let us go. So determine the sum by using the formula. So we're going to use this formula. The formula here that we're using is a formula that we have. The formula that we have that we developed. The sum formula is going to be equal to n over 2 plus a times a plus l. N over 2 a plus l. So watch me. So that's the question. That was a question that was given, right? We know that a is equal to 2. We know that l is equals to that a is equals to 2. We know that the last term is equal to 10. See here, the last term is equal to 10. We know the common difference is 2. We work with the common difference already. N is talk about the number of terms, and see here, n refers to the number of terms. How many terms do I have in this question? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So n is the number of terms, right? Let me just write this. So from the question, we deduce the following. All right. So we are deducing the following from the given question. A is the first term. See to yourself. A are the first term. D is a common difference. We take any term and subtract the term from before it. So we can't use this to find the common difference because we don't have no term in front of that. You get me? Hello?
Sir, repeat that part.
I'm saying to you, I can't use this tool to find the common difference because there's no term in front of the tool. You see that? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. What you said, no, sir.
No, are you paying attention, guys?
Sir, I'm hearing but there was a different noise in the background.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you, Jilly, if you can go under one tree with only you and the tree on the leaves. I hear me, because I don't want when I finish it and I think that you're understanding it, you're not getting what I'm saying. Let's go again. I'm saying to you, in order to find A is the first term. A is the first term, which is 2. D is a common difference, which is also 2. But how did we get the 2 again? We take any term and subtract the term from before it. So if we take 10, we're going to subtract 8 from it, and we're going to get 2, which is a common difference. Or if we take 8 and subtract 6 from it, we can get 2, which is a common difference. Or we have 6 and subtract 4 from it, we can get 2, which is that. If we take 4 and subtract 2 from it, we can get 2. But I'm saying to you, I can't use 2 to calculate the common difference because I don't have a number in front. I don't have another term in front of 2. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Julie, you agree with it?
Yes, sir.
All right. So from the question, we can also deduce that the last term is 10, because if this is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third term, this is the fourth term, and this is the fifth term. N is 5 because it has 5 terms, and also the last term is going to be this one. So the last term is 10, and I have 5 terms in it. So these are all my unknowns that I'm going to be using now to substitute into this formula. So N is 5, so I'm going to put 5 there. There goes another N, so it's 5 over 2 times A, which is 2, plus L, which is 10. 2 plus 10 is 12, and 5 times 12 is 60 divided by 2. So S5 is 30. Remember now, S5 is representing the sum of the first 5 terms. S5 is representing the sum of the first 5 terms. All right? What happened? You said something, Orion. Not seeing that?
I was just agreeing with you, sir.
Oh, okay, right. Thanks. So S5 is representing the sum of the first 5 terms. All right. Alternatively, you recognize in the question here, I have 2 formulas. I have that formula there, and then I have another formula. All right. This formula can only be used when you are given the last term. That formula can only be used when you're given the last term. Right, I noticed that's right here. This formula, using this formula because the last term is not given. So the first one can only be used when you're given the last term. I want to make a notation there. Is given. If not, we have to revert to the other sum formula containing one difference. We use this formula when the last term is given. If not given, we have to revert to the other sum formula containing a common difference. Okay, good. All right. All right. So now, let me look at the alternative method. So what if I ignore this last term, which is, and I only use the common difference formula? Because you notice we never use this d equals 2 at all. There's no d inside of this formula, right? So the other formula now has no L. So look at what is going to happen. Alternatively, I'm going to use this formula because the last term is not given, this formula. So if I use the same formula, n over 2, n is 5 over 2, 2 times a is 2, plus n minus 1, n is 5 minus 1 is 4, times d, the common difference, which is 2. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 4 is 12, and I end up getting the same thing as my answer before. So whichever way I do it, I will get the same answer. All right? So I want you to note that that is done when it is that I am given the last term formula. I go ahead and use a plus L times n over 2. If the last term is not given, I must use the other formula. So those are 2 points that I want you to take note. What I want you to do for me, even though the answer is there, I want you to give a try um, on this follow-up question for me. I want you to give a try on this follow-up question for me. And wherever you're stuck, you get stuck, um, let me know. But I want you to give a try on this follow-up question for me. Let me just project it. I've given you 5 minutes to do that because we're almost out of time. I've given you 5 minutes. Start working.
Ah, I got it.
How does that look for you? Are you okay with it?
Yes, sir.
Ryan, how you stay?
I got it, sir.
All right. So remember now, in this particular example, you are not given the last term. So you can't use a formula that contains the last term. So you have to use the other formula. Have to use the other formula. And in so doing, you're going to have your setup just as this. Your n is 20, your a is 2, and
These two. These two. Give me these two.
yeah, these two. What I'm trying to do is for ease of stuff, I want to see what is happening. So I want you to put in the formula so that people can know, because since there are two twos in there, I don't want people to wonder where that two comes from. But when I color code it, you don't have to worry.
Beverly, I am only saying.
All right, so what it is that I've done is to color code the numbers. So you see that the 20 appears, wow, see so many ends we have in the formula, all of 3 ends in the formula. And then we have only one A and one D. And that's how we end up getting our S20 to be equals to 420. Are there any questions? If there are no questions, I'm going to end here and then ask you to go through our do nows and finish off all the other questions that I have there. Read through the questions. I give you one on that will contain a simultaneous equation. Don't worry about it. Read through it and attempt it nonetheless. Friday we can finish all that, because I'm not spending long on this topic, you know. I'm hoping that on Friday we can complete this one here, and then complete all of this. We're going to go through the examples, complete all of this, and then I'm going to start, whoopsie, and then I'm going to start my geometric progression. So see, you have your geometric progression down here. So I need to start the geometric progression from Friday. So what I'm going to ask that you do for me, please, I beg of you, go through as much as you possibly can with the arithmetic. So it is that we can finish off the arithmetic and then start our geometric. So it is that we can wrap up this topic. It's really not long. And I will tell you, for those of you who are doing CAPE or intend to do CAPE, you understand this topic is one less topic you have to worry about when you reach over to the unit 1, unit 2. All right. So I'm going to end there if there are no questions, and then just continue working on the handout for me, please. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to resend this one. See that I did some adjustments to it. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
All right. Bless your heart. Take care.
All right, sir. Bye.
Bye, Julie.
Bye, sir.